Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. An ant is stupid. Hello? He's very, very smart with his life. He just knows what to do. I wish a lot of human beings, if they were as clear about their life as the ants are, there wouldn't be any psychiatric problems. Really. I don't think they have a clinic to treat them because they just know what to do. But they are more pre-programmed. Our problem is nature gave us little freedom and we're messing it up. What humanity is suffering is not its bondage. Humanity is suffering its freedom, unfortunately. If you want to exercise this freedom in a positive way, it's important that as a society, not only as individual human beings, as a society, we have to invest towards how to harness human faculties, which are so many and so profound compared to any other creature on this planet. There is absolutely no focus on that in our education systems. We are focused on how to conquer the world, how to conquer the galaxies, but we are not focused on how to take charge of our own faculties. So now you are seeing, it is not because of the virus that this is happening. This is happening, virus might have stimulated a little more problems, but half the people who are driving on the street are in some states of misery, that's what I see. You just stand in any major city, in any part of the world, and see they're all driving their dream machines, all right? When I say dream machines, what your parents could not afford, what your grandparents could not afford, you're wearing, you're driving and you're living in those kind of homes. But tell me how many people on the street are driving their dream machines joyfully? Hardly any. So all of them are sick in my opinion. They may not come to the clinic, but anybody who does not know how to be pleasant within himself or herself, it is not even about being pleasant to somebody, being pleasant in your experience of life, in some way a sickness has set in. Whether you are going to diagnose them or not, whether you are going to medicate them or not, that's a questionable thing, that is decided by the doctors, that's fine, but anybody who is walking around joylessly is obviously a sick person. You want it to become a clinical diagnosis, only then you think they are sick. No, the first roots of sickness are already there. It's like if a tree is standing, if the leaves dry up, we know the tree is getting sick. We don't have to wait till the trunk dries up to know that it's sick. Leaves are beginning to go brown, dry up in the wrong season, then we know this plant is suffering in some way. So, when you were a child, your face was like this, and now it's becoming like this, that means you're sick. No, people say, this is because of my profession, then don't do it, get fired. No, this is because of family, then why did you build a family, be alone? No, because you're alone you suffer, because you have family you suffer, you don't have a job you suffer, you got a job you suffer, you're poor you suffer, you're rich you suffer. Tell me one place where human beings are not suffering. Suffering means sickness, it is. Suffering is a consequence of sickness. Suffering is a surface, there is a deeper sickness within. So, the word dis-ease is a very good word. There is no ease in you, so you are in a state of dis-ease. Whether it's physiological or psychological manifestation, how it's manifested depends on various, genetic and other tendencies, and also sociological, channels that people are creating for you. You will see in certain societies, everybody chooses to get sick in a certain way, because it is also a trend, it is a fashion. This will get me a lot of flack, I know, because there is a depression squad in India who are always after me, because I said, whether you're depressed or not is a choice. Right now, you might have given up that choice, you might have lost that choice, you may not know how to take charge of this choice, but somewhere deep inside, it's a choice to be healthy or to be sick. If you know how to make that choice, you can be out of it. They've been after me for 3 years, saying he says depression is a choice, depression happens because of this, that. I'm saying the type of chemistry that you carry itself is by choice. What kind of genetics you got from your parents may not be your choice, and it is not. But how you make the genetics that you have work within yourself is still your choice. As you were just saying, some 111 genes will behave in a certain way with yogic practices. I will tell you, every one of your gene expression can be changed. Every aspect of your genetics can be changed to function in the way that you want, the way it is best for this life. You can make that happen, if only if it's approached properly, because the word yoga is being used in a very minimalistic way. Twisting, turning in a yoga studio is considered yoga. But genuinely, if you come to a state of yoga, which means you have become a perforated life, in the sense, when I say perforated life, see, there are two holes in this nose. Suppose you really make yourself really solid, you will be dead, that's the only way you can be. It's perforated. Only because it's in transaction with the rest of the existence, this is alive in terms of food, in terms of water, even in terms of, elemental stuff, and even in terms of atomic and subatomic particles, it is in transaction. This is existing in transaction. As all of you know, the microbes and stuff, it's a huge transaction going on. This is a life transaction. You are not an individual like some kind of a concrete ball. You are not that. Unfortunately, one fundamental reason why there is mental health issues in the world on the scale that it is human beings have taken their individual nature too seriously. They don't have an experience of being a constant transactional process. What is you today is not you tomorrow. What was not you yesterday is you today, just in terms of food that you eat, forget about the experiences and impressions. So, this taking individual nature too seriously is the basis of all the struggles that human beings are going through. Yoga means union, that means the individual nature and the what is called as a universal process, in some way, if not absolutely united, at least perforated in your experience. You know that you are not all contained in this, not intellectually knowing, experientially you know. As Bala was quoting some studies some time ago, just watching your breath, so many people have changed their lives simply because it made you conscious of the perforated life that you are, not a concrete block of life that you are. So, those who think they are a complete individual by themselves, this whole trend of individualism is the basis of every psychological trouble that human beings are going through. Well, you might have genetic predispositions, that's a different matter, but even if you're predisposed, it does not mean you must manifest that. If you do the right things, you don't have to manifest that. If I've said something very